I'm Davey, Jarrell, host of the Animation Resources podcast series, Animated Discussions. This time I spoke with animation educator Tabor Dunipace and animation producer and president of Animation Resources, Stephen Worth. We talked in depth about the many ways in which artists can and should use reference. We divided it up into two major categories. One is using reference that has an immediate practical application, and the other is using reference for more general inspiration. You'll be able to find the whole hour-and-a-half-long interview online for free at animationresources.org/podcast007. It's a great example of the kind of thinking that drives everything we do at Animation Resources. Here's a sample of what you'll hear in the interview.
My parents bought this huge encyclopedia set, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is what you had before you had the internet. Every house had a set of encyclopedias. Groyler's, there were a whole bunch of different brands of them. In any case, it was alphabetical, so you'd say, okay, animation, get the A book and go down to animation, read it.
Yeah.
You know, I had this thing sitting on the shelf. I don't think I cracked it more than 2 or 3 times. And the only reason I did that was because it was an assignment in class.
Yeah.
Now, when you have the accumulated knowledge of mankind in front of you, it's kind of the sort of thing, I'll get to that later, right?
Yeah.
But when you say, I'm just going to take this little small nugget, someone says, this is a really good composer. Someone says, this is a really good painter. Or someone says, this director's movies, Alfred Hitchcock makes great movies. Okay, I'm going to watch a few Alfred Hitchcock movies. When you get that little nut, you know, that little tiny achievable chunk, then you can actually start spreading out your tree branches and end up actually absorbing that entire reference library and more.
Yeah.
So there is actually a meaning of life aspect to all this. A lot of people focus on just one thing, and that may be good for normal people, like dentists, accountants. You know, you don't want a brain surgeon who has a million interests, right? You want them to be the best brain surgeon they can be. So it makes sense not to divide your attention away from your focus if you're someone like that. But an artist is different. An artist's job is to be open to the world and reflect it like a mirror while adding their own spin to it by means of their creativity. And you can't be a great animator just looking at animation.
That was a sneak peek of my hour-and-a-half-long interview with Tabor Dunipace and Stephen Worth. The whole episode will be online for free at animationresources.org/podcast007. And if you like what you hear and want more, or if you just want to support what our nonprofit does, then become a member of Animation Resources, and you'll not only get full access to our entire podcast series, but you'll also get complete downloadable access to a new reference pack every other month. These reference packs include rare animated films, illustrations, and ebooks, all work you'd never otherwise see. It's $70 per year to join Animation Resources if you're a student, and $95 per year for the general membership. There's also a quarterly membership, which is $30 for 3 months. If you're an animation student, a professional looking to brush up on their skills, or just an enthusiast of the arts, then I highly recommend becoming a member of Animation Resources. Go to animationresources.org/membership today to sign up. Again, that's animationresources.org/membership.